listening about this so-called, like everybody's talking about that. So I said, oh, let me check in that energies now. So I'm a little bit confused. You know, I'm a little bit confused actually. Why is this such a big thing? Right? So I watched some. I couldn't find the full interview, but if you know where to watch it, and I'm in Europe, so I don't have access to all your cable and stuff. If you know any link, please drop it below so I can find it. But I did watch the segment, so I can only speak on that. But that's why I'm asking. Like, did you guys watch it? What do you feel about it? What do you think about it? Was it good? I watched the section when Harry said that basically they cut him off financially because they kind of stepped down and so on. And I'm like, I don't get it. What's going on? Like, I'm not so familiar with how this goes, but I'm quite certain that, maybe he was talking about his paycheck, like work paycheck, because I'm quite certain that, he was talking about, I have the stuff that I inherited from Diana. I was like I can't, like, what? I don't get it. So if you guys know, please let me know, because I'm not quite sure what's going on here. And it seems to me odd that, like, if Prince Harry feels like he's out of money, we're doomed. Like, what? I mean, look, but when you're born into this lifestyle and you basically don't have any major financial issues, I can imagine it can be a little bit scary, where you need to kind of start thinking for yourself, right? So, and I'm also like wondering, I was like watching the things that this Miss Meghan, right, Duchess of Sussex or whatever. It's odd to me because, so she decided she wants to speak about that. And like, there's some things about, like, she was, like, this is what I was seeing. Like, she told you that she was suicidal, and then she was like, she's talking about her father betray, like, talking to the media, I guess, for the money. Then her half sister, who was like, she told, like, oh, I'm just, I'm not, I don't even know my half sister, basically. And šta je ovo? Kako to misliš šta je ovo? To što gledaš? Kako je to pitanje? Šta je ovo? Dobro. And then we have the situation where, I don't know, it's weird to me to kind of go on public and, the whole world will listen about, your family, and you're basically blasting your family members. Now, the thing is, I'm kind of confused, like, you are marrying into a biggest royal family in the world. And there is, of course, you don't know what you get into until you try it, but you cannot say that you're like totally naively, like, I think she tried to represent, I didn't know what I'm getting into. So I'm like, and even if that is so, right, do it like the rest of us does, because this is normal in life of everybody. So we get into something, there is a life experience, we found ourselves in a very romantic situation, and we need to kind of process that, find the best path for us, and move forward, right? Not to dwell on that, because, if it's something not for you, it's not for you. Now, the thing is, I'm worried here is, I'm kind of sad for Prince Harry in a way, because he seems to be very, he seems to have now this, I guess, gap with family. But, it was kind of weird to me that he said, like, I was cut off, like, financially. I was like, oh, shut the fuck up and excuse me, but I don't believe that. I don't think they're going to let you, you know what cutting off means for normal person, you're gonna get debts, you're gonna get in the depths, you're gonna owe stuff, you're gonna have a lot of fucking problems, excuse me. But in the end, you're gonna like, you can end up, if you don't think for yourself and don't fight for yourself, and if you're alone, cut off from your family, you can end up kind of like being a beggar in the end, right? With no nothing, with no like. I don't see you, Harry, ending like that. That is what is real tragedy, when you are kind of pushed or alone in this world and cut off, right? So I don't buy that. Okay, it's um, I don't think that that's just the appropriate way to describe it. But I will say, of course, if you don't want to make the work that your family was trying to, I assume that they're royals. They have like, you are working as a royal, so you need to go and make these public appearances or whatever they're doing, I guess, or they're raising money with that, whatever that, I can only imagine what the whole system is about that. But they're like public figures. And honestly, also, there's one thing, you know, I know that we cannot choose who we love, right? I mean, we choose who we love, but our hearts guides us there, right? I don't think that if you're Prince Harry, right? So 14 line or whatever, your wife should be prepared. Sorry, she just needs to be equipped for that. And it seems kind of odd that you meet a person and all of a sudden you don't want to be no royal or Prince Harry and whatever, right? It's just like, I mean, look, this is just my opinion. This is my thoughts. I don't know everything, of course. It's just like my first impression of I have. But usually, in my experience, I know there are a lot of things that are behind the scenes also that we don't know. But I'm sorry if I'm wrong in that way, but just it appears that way. And if the information that I see is truthful, by that, I'm going to give you my thoughts on this. I just think like, I watched that interview. It seems like a whiny little interview. Hi, Jimmy. And it was just like really whatever. And I want to say one more thing. When I see people whining, now listen, there is a difference between being a whiner and having problems and dealing with them, right? Um, and what I'm feeling like, I personally don't like people who are whiners, right? How are you doing, Jimmy? And I will explain time. And we all whine sometimes, but I will say a whiner for me is like who sees in everything is his problem or her problem and so on in that way. Like, I feel like we all have pressures and we all have situations we need to deal with in life. And it's about how you gracefully fix that, right? It's all about that. So I'm sorry, but I was just like stunned that she was talking about she felt alone, she felt she was suicidal. Like, I don't know. So that means that she just needs to have, and I know she was having a baby. How are you doing? She was having a baby, she could be hormonal and so on. And I will say this is a part of that. But, you know, I don't know. I think it was okay. They expressed their thoughts, and that's good. But I don't think it was such a positive thing. Doing great, just woke up after good sleep. That's good. I didn't sleep nothing. I'm super annoyed. Um, so yeah, I want to say that I was really. I mean, I didn't watch the whole interview because it's not still on everywhere. Um, but I will say I don't like. I mean, I don't know. It's just like There are all kinds of things weird about this interview, honestly. So, and I think I don't know. I don't think this was a positive image for Miss Markle. You're sorry. Oh yeah, it's okay. I'm talking about the interview. I watched a little bit, so I just want to kind of comment on that. Uh, and I will tell you why. Because it seems to me she was trying to portray herself as some sort of a victim. Like press was bullying her. They were not protecting her. I was like listening carefully, like, so, and all I could see is I expected this, I expected that, like the inner between the line message, right? Weiner. Well, I think I will say, look, don't get me wrong. I'm certain that she has some problems and some problems, right? But it seems to me that her problems were very, what is the right word? I want to say, like, the thing is, when people are like, it's good that you express like that. But what I'm kind of lacking in that situation is I felt like I know people who have extreme problems, right? I'm always going through this. And I feel like that people should handle things as gracefully as they can. Okay. Being so into like, oh, this happened, that happened. Listen, for me, she has no problems. What she explained, that's no problems. So she felt lonely in England. Okay, she made them leave and go there. But she also made her, you know, she cut the check. So that's maybe why she's whining. I think she basically did this interview to earn money. That's it. And I think she was very, look, the thing what I'm picking up, I'm sure that she has a good side, but I think this was her bad side that she's not even aware of. Because, and I am a woman, I don't want to sound like I'm judgmental, but I feel like, mm, look, she was talking about how her father, now listen to this, now listen to me. So her father was talking to media because, of course, he was paid, right? And he lied to her that he didn't, or something like that. She expressed that. So I was looking at the situation, right? So you are a woman who, has some amount of success. I don't see, as I understood, she's not like rich or something, but, she had, I guess, some amount of money. She was not homeless and so on, right? And as I understood, she's kind of coming from a broken family. So when I'm talking about broken family, for me, broken family is I'm having, this is one baby mama, this is my ex-wife, that's my third wife, this is my side chick. That's a broken family for me. Like, and then you see that when you have like half siblings all around the place and you don't know them, that's like a broken family to me because, I have one brother and I know him very good and it's natural to me. I cannot imagine to have like my own flesh and blood and I don't even know them, right? They're like strangers to me. I don't relate to them at all, right? So for me, so okay. So and then she goes and kind of does her thing with Harry. He's obviously super in love with her because he just left the royal, like he left the bank, and I think he's going to be regretful. Uh, And I also think that family loves Harry dearly, but he's also, I think they're kind of teaching him a lesson. And whatever that is, for some sort, because it seems to me that they could live a happy life there, but I think Miss Meghan just didn't fit in because, yeah, he has 15 million, like, yeah. And, I would, everybody in the world would kill for 15 million, literally. Like, so imagine how rich these people are if he's like, oh, I only have 15 million now. And I'm sorry, but it kind of looked like that way. Like, I do have money from Diana. And I don't want to be like, I don't know. I just want to say this. Okay, so they always say don't judge people until you walk in their shoes. And I'm not in their shoes, right? But I'm just saying, I think he's not really, in a way, he has his own reality, but I must say that the reality, his reality, and a majority of people is very different, right? So majority of people don't have 15 millions. And majority of people cannot imagine like to say, oh, they cut me off and I only have like what Diana left me. It's just, I don't know. The thing is, some people would not see it as a problem. That's the problem why this interview for so many people is not relatable, right? I'll give you just that, right? But of course, we can connect with a situation that family is a straight in a way. Everybody can relate that. They just have a lot higher numbers to talk about, I guess. I just want to say that, um, you know, I see that situation, this interview, I think it's I think it's a mistake. If it's a mistake in a way, it kind of gives a negative light, and not on Prince Harry. I still love Prince Harry. I think Prince Harry is great. He's just trying to balance everything, and he's trying to. It's kind of. I understand because I'm married myself. Sometimes it's really hard to balance partner and the other part of family. It's not easy, because you cannot make somebody like your partner, right? You can only do your best. And, because of that, you feel like you need to choose between family members. And this is always bad. It's bad. I just I feel like they did it for the money. They were like, I think what happened was, so they got caught for big paychecks that they were doing, like for royals or whatever, inheritance or whatever there was, right? The Harry. And now they're going to earn the money like they know, like they have big opportunities, they have big name. So they're going to sell interviews. They're going to probably make some movies, whatever comes along, and they pay them just to, and they will drag anybody they can if they can. I mean, it looks like that. That's why it's kind of hard to feel sorry for them. Most people are struggling with almost nothing, that they're struggling with millions. Okay. Just don't have to worry about the money. They just have worry about the problems. The other people have to worry about money and problem both. Look, the thing about this situation is, look, so as I understood, Miss Meghan was kind of harsh in a way that she felt like she was really control what to say and what not to say, public image, blah, 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 or situation, whatever. I can only imagine what the process is. And then she felt alone, she felt misunderstood. And then there was also the situation, she's half Black, right? So she felt like some situations were racist or something, maybe that. I didn't really catch everything in that, but I assume that that was also one of her. And so she kind of shifted to want to be happy back in her hometown, right? I guess that's the story. And her leaving the hometown meant Harry needs to lose the bank. And I guess now they're pissed off. Or what? I don't know. I think this was the whole situation. And now, of course, they want to talk. And oh yeah, I skipped my thought before. So her father sold the story and lied to her that he didn't. I assume that this was this. I think this is what she said. So I was like thinking, okay, I imagine myself right in that situation. So how fucked up relationship you have where that this can even happen, right? And the other thing, so imagine you come from a normal middle class or poor family, whatever, no rich, and you hit the jackpot. You marry the Prince Harry. You marry a prince, loaded, right? And you are catapulted to another level. And then the impact of that, of course, affects your family members. And then, obviously, she didn't take care of her dad, what she got from the situation. And then she is mad that her family members who obviously did that for money and obviously did because, they're struggling, right? And she's upset they betray her. Like, you shouldn't that be like a reverse situation? Shouldn't you take care of your family members in this case? Some sort of help, because if they were so desperate to betray you in that way, so they needed money, or elsewhere, shouldn't this be like another level of like, okay, learn a little bit money benefit from my, because I'm your family member, right? Or in any way. No, instead of that, like, it seems to me like Miss Meghan. So it seems to me you're a very conflicting person. Like, not only the husband's family, you are now in some type of arguments and confusion, but you are also with your family members. So let's reflect on that. What kind of people does that? Because honestly, as I see, as a normal people, they don't have the whole family strength from them, right? So just think about that a little bit. Yeah. What do you think, Jimmy? Don't you agree? Like, isn't it odd that you're almost like with majority of your family and husband family, you're not getting along? It sounds a little bit narcissist, a little bit. What do you think? I don't see her being half black, and it's a problem. The queen doesn't seem racist to me. No. I think there was something. It was a rumor, like somebody asked what kind of color shade will the baby have, or something. That rumor. I meant on that. But I know that's a rumor. I'm not really sure. Like I said, like, I'm only kind of expressing my thoughts on what I read. I'm sure there are much more behind the scenes, but I'm just like, this is, if you guys have any better explanation, I am open to discuss or, absorb the new views, or, maybe I don't have all. Yeah, totally agree. So yeah, I just wanted to say, like, either, like, I'm not so sure what's here weird. Either she made this scene just to earn money, which I think that's like my number top. So to get, I don't know, money from it, or, and people are like saying, oh, Oprah paid her 10 million. I saw some rumors. Like, okay. And then I think I watched like a live interview, and the Oprah said there was no kind of payment. But I think that's kind of like, that's a lie, I think. But even if it's they didn't get paid, but I don't believe that. They made an impact right now. This was a commercial for them, so they're getting all kinds of offers now in inbox, right? So in every way they are gaining now, because they're exposed, they're talk of the town, talk of the world, they're trending news. So when you're trending news, everybody who has a little bit of sense and knows a little bit of media, they are making money. So but the thing is, what else can it be with rich people besides money? I think when we are watching this money world and rich people, the ultimate goal is always money. It's just my general thoughts on that, right? And if it's not money, like 1% chance, the things that she said and she really meant it, then she's a little bit lost in this world, I guess. And my advice is to Miss Meghan, right, is I don't advise you to do interviews like this. And you maybe feel like that people would appreciate honesty or this and that, but it's not even about being honest. People cannot relate to you. They cannot relate to you. That's the problem. You have a unique problem, not a problem who is relatable. I don't have a problem and I'm not in distress because I have only 15 millions. I'm sorry. Maybe not nice to say, but they're kind of publicity whores. I don't think that Prince Harry is publicity whore, okay? But I think Miss Meghan is kind of doesn't like that she was cut off. And it started to get piled up. And I know they're like, I think what else was really weird to me, one thing is really interesting here. Prince Harry, he lives in a bubble since the day he was born, right? So he was talking about, he told that when he was cut off, they took security, so he needed to hire his own security. He said that. And I was thinking, he is so far from what reality is in a form of normal people, right? So, of course, when you are so high publicized, you need security. But if you make steps that your bank will be cut off, you know what? You know what the thing is? When parents cut you off of money is when you start growing. I am very sure that the royal family loves Harry. And they did that to teach him a lesson, right? And, Mr. Harry, Prince Harry, everybody is cut off by parents at some point of life. Usually it comes when you get legal age. You get responsibilities. You need to bring the money in. And parents are most proud on their children when they're making their own systems and they're just winning. So that means if you got really struck by this cutting off from your family, that means you were not a winner. You were just, they just kind of cut the cord, basically. It's time for you to be a man, right? This is the time. And I think that it's really weird to see that a grown ass man going through this. It's hard, I guess. I mean, it's a different level, but I'm just saying, like, in general. I mean, like, when did I? Let me just think. When did I receive money from my parents last time? I must calculate it. Let me just say. And presents, birthday presents, and stuff like that, they don't count. That don't count. That's a present. Okay, when was the last time I got money so I could, like, live by? When I was fucking 19. 19. Hello. I was 19 years old. It's time. I mean, it's time. And yeah, but also, sorry, you have this, right? So you have Prince Harry who thinks like that. But I can kind of understand him because he was born in that. So he couldn't experience that because there was, like, it's a different world. It was no need. But Miss Meghan, she's from outside of that world. She knows what ordinary people who are not famous are going through. So she has that aspect, or riches, or whatever, right? So